How are you? A little move forward inside. So there is a plenty of space here. Okay. Good afternoon. You must be so tired during the last 2 days. How much today's energy levels do you have? I hope it's still high. Okay. So, about your 20 minutes speech to increase your energy levels at the end. Okay. So today's my topic is including the just introductions of my 5G and true end-to-end pre-integrated private 5G solutions, and also I have picked up the key benefits of what my 5G provides to the customer and to the parties. The first, I'd like to introduce what is my 5G solutions today we have. My 5G is a trademark which provides end-to-end private 5G solutions to the small and medium enterprise. My 5G, this is not a single components to build to service and 5G. It is end-to-end total solutions to service to enterprise level 5G wireless networks. It include 5G core, but also the virtualized RAN and the backhauls and the front haul and kind of transport networks. But also we provide radio unit even in the end products and the CP products. All the components are built through the end-to-end private 5G solutions, but we provide a single management platform to access all the components. We call it SMP. This SMP providing access to any of the components in the building block of all our private 5G networks. So this private 5G provided connectivity to the enterprise customer to build their own networks. On the top of this 5G connectivity, we also provide the MEC solutions integrate into overall system, together with the typical most frequently used application as well. So the building block now to the end customer is pretty much focused on their own application instead of the connectivity. So we provide all the simple and complete set of the connectivity based on 5G, and allows our customer pretty much focusing on their own application and their own productivity. Okay, so there is many companies in this MWC2023 show. There is many companies said we provide private 5G solutions, but we are the one of the unique company, the true end-to-end service solutions for the enterprise customer. So within enterprise customer, there is many level of the demand. So since we are HFR is a company, is a size of the small and medium enterprise, we understood what are real requirements for the demand from the customer. So we build the networks the sweet spot of the small and medium enterprise. The customers, the idea. So the small and medium enterprise can satisfy their own private 5G networks with minimal pre-investments and maximize their productivity throughout this connectivity. So we have bunch of the advantages throughout the design and the policy, but I have picked up today's only about 7 key benefit throughout all the system. Okay. Number one, the first one, the system is born to networks for the small and medium enterprise instead of the big MNO, instead of big enterprise customer. Because this small and medium enterprise is a foundation of our total economy throughout the world. But there are benefits of IT system of the small and medium enterprise are still far below than average the service throughout the world. So we provide to fill the gap, to fulfill the gap, provide better services, better productivity to the small and medium enterprise. Historically, most of the wireless systems have designed for the MNO stuff of the big system until 4G or 5G. So as long as the 5G, the demand and the interest is growing, number of the big OEM vendors have been downscaling from their existing the macro service wireless system into small scale to enterprise, the demand enterprise side of the system. But still, this kind of services have a lot of the functionality and a very heavy system, and also a lot of requiring the huge the computing resources, and also cost high, and also kind of the this macros, the big OEM vendors in a system is still requiring a lot of the system integration at the end, because the system wasn't born for the small and medium enterprise. They resizing the system into specific the demand of the small and medium enterprise. We learned what problems they do have. So we have we designed the system from the scratch for the small and medium enterprise. The point is that so the system is going to be service for the system, the small and medium enterprise. They trying to control the system, the data by themselves, and which means the small and medium enterprise control their own destiny to build the private 5G networks by themselves. So as a result, we build the very simple management. Eliminate all the functionality we do not require small and medium enterprise customer, and make it simple, and the simple installation and the simple management. That's our model. So where is fit into size of the small and medium enterprise solutions? This is my 5G product. So we add the name is My 5G, which means enterprise customer control their destiny by themselves. The system is mine. It's not for belongs to other sharing other with big MNO, big the OEM vendors. All the control belongs to me. I drive controls by myself. To do that much system provide simplicity for the small and medium enterprise customer. The reality the small and medium enterprise, they do not have the good enough experience about wireless system, and they don't have expertise. But still, the current the wireless system based upon Wi-Fi doesn't meet the demand of mission critical application. So good news, today's many countries provide the spectrums for these enterprise spaces. The Korea, Japan, Germany, the UK, Norway, all the many of the countries right now provide the kind of spectrums for enterprise the customer. So thanks to the kind of the government supporting, many of the enterprise customer build small and medium enterprise try to build its own the private 5G networks. But still, the market, most of the products available in the market are still so complicated. So we fulfill the gap. We provide the simplicity solutions for small and medium enterprise demand. Number two, today's is most of the software, the radio networks and core running on the virtualized in the general x86 server. So all of the software have true cloud native based virtualized software done. So we can utilize kind of the radio network, radio system as an IT system. So right now it's not in a telecommunication system, it's not complicated telecommunication system, it's IT system. So all the core management, RAM become so total virtualized and running on the x86 general server, general CPU. And today's, we are became a part of the net builder system of the Intel and cooperating Intel company to develop more advanced, more cost efficient solutions for the private 5G solution. So all this software, layer one, even layer ones became so softwareized, looks like so FlexLab. Okay. So even if it is the all virtualized, we have pre-integrated solutions. So even customers do not need any customizations, interface between the blocks. So all the management system and the 5G core, but also RAM is pre-integrated. Even though it is pre-integrated, it's providing us interface for the standard. Thanks to the Open RAN, the TIP, and the 3GPP, it's a true interface are standardized. So even though we are system integrated, just in case we can replace some components by the third party or other vendors. So there is many variation in the wireless networks, wireless industry. We can customize throughout this standard interface. So again, everything, the software is virtualized and pre-integrated, but still we have provided standard interface to customize. This is number two, the advantages. Number three, as I mentioned at the beginning, the small and medium enterprise, the customer is very interested in the 5G rollout, but the problem is that they do not have experience, such as the management, even 4G, 5G kind of the management, the experience. So the small and medium enterprise have troubles to integrate and the installations and the management by themselves. So we provide, we have developed a very intuitive small and medium enterprise level of the system management software. It's we call SMP, System Management Platform. There's a couple of solutions in the market called SMO, System Management Orchestrator. But still, open source space is a big project in the market, but still it's too complicated to build in a small and medium enterprise. Some enterprise customer, I have 10 radios or 20 radios, that size of the enterprise company, think about it. They don't have so good resources to manage kind of the complicated system. So even they are open and a lot of customer, a lot of system vendor provide the solution, but it doesn't work to the kind of small and medium enterprise. So we build from the scratch to the provide the complex to simplicity all the management and the easy to access and also GUIs for the intuitive. So without any expertise and experience, they can manage the system. So this is all the single center of the products to access all the our components in the networks. So single point of view and the single management view. It is called SMP. So this SMP also have provided the flexibility and the scalability. From the small and enterprise, everything is in a small developed software, and also it's easily to migrate into the complicated, some multiple tenant networks, even the service management application. So we have demonstration inside this demo room. So everybody, most of our customer feedback was, oh, it is something new. I never experienced this kind of simplicity, simple management software for the complicated 5G solution, 5G system. Okay. So still, we are in a very early stage solutions, where we are migrating day by day by inputs to the customer. Okay, and then the ultimate goal is so we can provide so leadership all in the world about the small and medium enterprise 5G networks. So this system have been included in a very simple registration of the customer, and the registration of the SIM and eSIM, and the activation, and also to provide slice and the QoS policy. Even the slice and the QoS very complicates the process and the parameter setting. But our approach is totally different way. We have some predefined profiles, number of profiles we define. So customer can select the right the profiles they prefer. So simple set of this profile can realize their own the slicing policy. So as a result of this system can be growing also from the small networks to even larger networks, but the same UI interface, same the policy system to manage the overall networks. And also it works from small scale, all on-premise solution, but also it's easy to migrate into some of the some large some managed service network. So we can the architecture-wise we have the two levels, the overall one, the management level is in the central office, and also the client modules. We can be together with a single system, also a separate system. Assuming there is a multiple tenants, multiple the enterprise customers in the same networks, we provide one single cloud-based the central system, and also there is a multiple the client in the networks. But still so this simple centralized system can access all the networks throughout all the components, even from the core to even the end customer devices, the UE kind of devices. So holistic management solutions to the system. And number three, the main goal of this the 5G connectivity is to build the networks, through the wireless networks. The objective of this one is to service applications for the enterprise productivity. So there's a tools today is called the MEC, mobile edge computing. So today's MEC have provided many of the hyperscaler. AWS or Google and Microsoft, they provide kind of this MEC solution. But still in a small and medium enterprise viewpoint, still is far from us. We have contract with them, and also we have train about the integration and MEC. A lot of steps we need to adopt kind of MEC system. So how can build our the MEC system throughout enterprise viewpoints? So we have integrated this MEC system as a part of 5G solution. It's the first unique approach in the market. So we bring the ME system as a part of the my 5G system, and they provide even consulting service to the customer. So enterprise guys, they don't mind about connectivity, about 5G and ME system. Enterprise may focus on their own applications, on the productivity of the system. So the mobile edge computing integration is a huge benefit to the customer to build their own network, own application. Number 5 is flexibility. Most of our enterprise customers start in a small scale, POC or the on-premises on this certain area. As growing the business, growing the business capacity, and then they extend to the other location, the other branch, for example. So in that sense, we provide a very simple migration path from the single locations to multiple locations. Even we can add some more the core system or more freelance system. So we have provided very simple migration paths. Ultimately, there is many service providers coming up in the market, and they have the small and medium enterprise to services. So in that sense, one single management system having multiple services, multiple the customer portal, and then this one single portal system can manage the multiple radio networks. And also, even we provide an NOC and SOC system for the FCAPS overall networks in a single location. So this, even though it is a small scale of the solutions for small and medium enterprise, but the level of flexibility is the same as in big MNO types of the business. So it is very unique approach in the private 5G in the market. And number 6 is another challenging approach in the market. Even we have provided pre-integrated solutions. There is many components, many server and the Ethernet switch and the cablings. A lot of job we need. But a very small enterprise and the customer, they don't want to do a kind of job. So idea is that we bring the core component in a single hardware box and integrate as one system, which means we provide the backward solution as a server, the virtualized router, and the IPsec for security, and also UPF functionality offloading, and the VLAN is also virtualized, and embedded the phono line card. Okay. And then this line card is service in shared cell phono multiplexer functionality, and then interconnected number of radio. So it is one single box and connected number of radio. So the idea is that when a customer I order the 5G networks for this my location, I order this box, then it order delivers to my location and turn on power, it start work. And also the radio installation is very easy because we have a shared functionality which allows all the radio in the network become one single cell. In that sense, these single cell services is not allowing any intercell interference and handled by the cell to cell. So very simple management in the simple solution in the cell management. Overall the radio is a single cell. So it is easy to installation and commissioning the new radio without any the complicated commissioning tools, the positioning, the planning tools. It's a very simple installation. The last, this system have proven. In Korea, we have been studied kind of the enterprise 5G services throughout specific the spectrum allocation by government. So we call it EM 5G. It's same as in Japan is the local 5G. So this allows to enterprise can build their own networks without any payment in terms of spectrum cost. So it's almost free. And also government push a lot kind of the 5G deployments to enable the economy of the country. The same idea happening in Japan, even in the UK and many of the European countries. Even in the United States, they have CBRS allocations, the similar idea. So thanks to kind of the shared spectrum, enterprise can build the networks without so very high cost. So, but still they do not have experience. The My 5G fulfill the gap, kind of the difference, the level of the enterprise guys, the technology, and real demand of the complexity of 5G. We can fulfill the gap. So we have multiple projects in Korea, including the semiconductor assembly line and the PCB assembly line kind of thing. There's a lot of the mobile vehicles and also kind of robots. So this kind of the critical application be integrated and managed by this 5G connectivity, and they help them to build their own applications to increase the productivity. So HFR also having a very strong participation on this project and provide a very unique company to provide end-to-end solution. So recently we had installed very big project in Korea, nuclear power company. It has built some multiple radio, multiple private network by single management system, and also it delivers huge amount the videos.
Communications review, which is a publication. We're talking about mission critical push to talk, MCPTT, and that's over 4G, right? 4G, 5G. I know that at this point in time in the world, everybody talks about mission critical push to talk for public safety agencies like police, fire, and ambulance. There's some implementations around the world. However, they haven't been proven to be successful yet because of not only about the bandwidth, but it's about how do I address one message to a lot of policemen, a lot of people in the field. And that was possible for the voice, etc., and the communications. But for 4G, I haven't seen any implementations yet, so how do you address the mission critical push-to-talk part of that? How successful is it? Is it already
push-to-talk application is a part of our ecosystem. Actually, we are not delivering true applications by ourselves. We have an ecosystem to provide push-to-talk application. Okay, so today's we have tested one system in Korea, but so far there's very successful deployment with low delay. So the mission critical push-talk is critical delay, but overall system we provide current is a very low delays compared with the other system without applicable application about specific slicing. Even general system itself is a very low latency because our 5G core and the VLAN having minimized the packagings for the small and medium enterprise. It's not big the MNO stops of complication. Very simple implication and the minimum and the features, functionality inside. So in general, it's very low latency we provide. So based upon this connectivity, we add on the customer application to realize real push-talk kind of application. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, Peter. Because of the time limitation we have today, we are going to close this, Q&A session. But if you have additional questions, please contact Peter here. And before we close this Q&A session, I have one more notice that we will have today a networking party started by 5 p.m. So if you can come over at the time, you can enjoy beer and any industry insights at this hall. So please come over freely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.